Hello, let me introduce the Hanzi-Trainer to you, an app for learning the Chinese characters. This app is focused on explaining the components of each character and giving a memory phrase. Okay, when you start the trainer, you see a screen like that, and here in the top line you see a bar for selecting the learning content. You can select from a training of the writing or a reading. Or you can select by level. You can select the frequency of usage in the Chinese language, or you can select by HSK, which is the Chinese language test. In total, the HSK has 6 levels, which means a total of approximately 3000 characters. However, the Hanzi-Trainer has a total of 4000 characters. Okay, I select HSK 3 and press the Start button for starting the trainer. Here I get the first character to learn, which has the pronunciation
绿
and the meaning green. In the bottom I have a drawing field where I can draw the character with my finger, and if I make a wrong stroke, the app tells me how to do it correctly. Here in the middle I have the button Show, and I can make the app draw the character for me. Then, here in the middle, an explanation field is shown, which explains to me that the left component of the character green is a thread, which however is understood in this case as a plant fiber. And the character has on its right side a hand, which looks like the letter E in a mirrored way, and it has something like fingers directed to the left. And below that, the radical for water is shown. The right portion has a combined meaning of to squeeze out. So if you have something in your hand and you squeeze it, water drops out. Now combined with the fibers, so the thread and squeezing out, and we come to the combined memory phrase. It tells us when plant fibers are squeezed by hand, the drops of liquid are green. So again, the combination of fiber, hand and liquid is green. When the plant's fiber are squeezed by hand, the drops of liquid are green. Okay, here in the lower left we have buttons for the radicals. First the radical for thread, and below the radical for squeeze. I go to this radical and get all characters which use the radical for squeeze. Here in the upper right we have the button Click and Show, where you can select from several training modes. I click once, twice, and I get a mode where only the Hanzi characters are shown, but no explanation. I can go to the void area right of the character and I get more information, so the pronunciation, meaning, and by using the arrow downwards I also get the explanation. At the right you see a star which you can select, and if you do so, this character comes to your preferred own list. In the second line you see some radicals which are either used by this radical to squeeze out, or which are in a certain relation to it. You can click those radicals active or not active, and the related characters are shown or not shown in that list. You can also go on one of those radicals with a double click and you come to the page of this radical. Here I go to the hand and I see all characters which use this kind of hand. I scroll in this list and I see here, for example, the character for snow. I click on the button downwards to get more information, and I see that this character is composed by the portions of rain and that hand, with the memory phrase rain that you can hold in your hand is snow. So rain and hand in combination means snow. If you click the button Start Trainer, the trainer is using this selection of characters for the training. In the top line you have an arrow downwards, and by clicking it you can get some additional information about this radical. Now I go backwards and come back to the learning screen. In the bottom there is the button radicals, and if I go on it I can select for a radical. For example, I can enter hand and I get all radicals which are somehow related to hand. Well, normally in the Chinese language you have 214 radicals, but in the Hanzi-Trainer there are almost 700 recurring components which you can use for selecting and training. Actually, I strongly recommend to use the function to learn by radicals, because this gives you a good overview about the similarities and differences between the different characters, and therefore a better insight in the systematics of the Hanzi characters, and thus a better success in learning. I go back to the main screen, and in the lower right I see the button Progress. I go on it and I see a statistics about my learning success. In the top it is a pie diagram, and in the bottom we have bar diagrams which are broken down to the individual levels. You can click on one of those and you can delete the success data of this group, which might be helpful when you want to restart the learning from the beginning. I go back, and here in the top line I see this button for the own lists. I click on it and come to the section of the own lists where you can define an unlimited amount of own lists. One of those lists is your active list, and when you are in the training function and click on one character, this character will be added to this active list. Okay, I go backwards and see the V. The V stands for vocabulary, and if I click on it I see vocabulary which is related to this character. Okay, in this case I knew this character, and I can click to known and I get the next character to learn. At the right side we have a list of some similar characters which are similar in the meaning or the pronunciation. I can go on it and I get some detailed information about this character. So these were the most important information about the functions, and I wish you good luck in learning. Please note that the Hanzi-Trainer is the app for learning Chinese and available in the iOS and Android store, and the parallel project is called Hanzi-Trainer for learning Japanese. Please mark this video with a star and recommend it to other people who might be interested.